So the feedback response question yesterday was, do you think that a sheet of glass is more dense than a tiny fragment of glass as long as they're made out of the same type of glass? And quite a few of you said that it's the full sheet because it's more dense than the tiny piece of glass. So the mistake that you guys are making is you are mixing up mass and volume with density. Of course, the full sheet of glass is has more mass because there's a lot more of it. And of course, it has more volume because, again, there's a lot more of it, so there's more size there. But their densities are actually exactly the same. So I'm going to use this sticky note as an example for you. So right now, this density of the sticky note is something. I don't know that without measuring its volume and measuring its mass and doing density equals mass divided by volume. I don't know that yet. But I can look at this and just know that all of this is made out of the same exact type of paper because it's together. So you would say, without measuring, that the density of this entire sheet of paper is exactly the same. So if I take this corner and I rip it off, did I change the density of the piece of paper? I changed its volume because now it's smaller. I changed its mass because now there's less of it. But what I did not change is its density. There is exactly the same amount of stuff in a given area here as there is here. If I measured the mass and the volume of this tiny scrap of paper and figured its density, and I did the same for this larger scrap of paper, their density would be exactly the same. And here's another way to think about that. If I took a big glass of water and I measured its density, if I measured its volume and its mass and figured its density, it would be roughly 1 gram per milliliter. If I took a tiny drop of water and I measured that tiny drop of water's mass and volume and figured its density, it would still be almost exactly 1 gram per milliliter. So keep that in mind. Anytime you have an object, no matter what size of that object, it's going to have the exact same amount of density as long as those things are the same. Okay?